Just picture this, self-driving cars cruising around the streets, AI doing a lot of surgeries, and there's a lot of machines who's actually doing work which we never thought we human beings could actually take over. Have you ever come across a situation like that? I'm sure you would have been seeing on a daily basis, right? How these transformations are happening on a day in and day out basis. Now, this puts us to a big question. If AI is going to if machines are going to take away whatever that we have been doing, then what do we do, human beings? What are we going to do? What are we going to make sure that how our lives are protected, and how are we going to make sure that everything is flawless and seamless? I'm someone who has dedicated my life for the HR. I have lived and literally breathed all through into HR. So let me give you a background of where I come from and the kind of transformation that I've gone through. This, I would like to take you through a journey which is close to about, say, 25 years back. During my childhood days, there used to be a cotton tree just outside our apartment. Me and my neighbors, we used to pluck the cotton and then sell it for 25 paisa per cotton, whatever that we get. It was a small amount. Today it might look like a small amount, but back then it used to be a huge amount for us. And we used to use it for our just evening snacks or whatever that we could actually satisfy our own small little things that we wanted, right? From there on, during summer of 2002, that's when it was my 10th standard break after giving my boards. My brother was in his first year, so we couldn't make a typical vacation. That's when I decided that I've already been doing these sales, and why not try something new? Why not try something different? And that's how I joined a bank, and I started selling their bank account for kids below 18, which is called Youngster account. So my job was very simple. Just go talk to my friends in school, neighbors, and then talk to their parents and ask them to open the accounts. That's how my journey started. And I was passionate about getting into law, but somehow I was not able to make it. So I decided to get into BCom, because being in South India, one thing that you're always known for is, hey, if you don't go into college after studying in CBSE, that means you're not worth enough. So I decided to join BCom, but that's when one fine day my friend told me that anyways you're just doing time pass and going to BCom. You wanted to get back into law. So why don't you use that time to do some part-time job? I was introduced to a company, and this company, they were specialized in administering paper pencil assessment for the college graduates and experienced people as part of the recruitment process. And that's how I became an accidental HR. My HR journey started when there was no transformation or no digital equipment at all. We were literally carrying bundles and bundles of question paper, carton boxes and bags to colleges, sitting inside the room, invigilating, using a stencil to correct. And this is how my journey as a HR started. I started loving the job. I joined that company. The first transformation that I saw was when computer lab was available, and we felt that carrying question papers is not a healthier mean. We should look at a different option. We started carrying servers with us. So we used to carry one typical CPU server, and we used to install it inside the college lab and administer the assessment within the computer lab. I still remember that even back then, we were talking about 2004, we need to remove our shoes and socks and everything and get inside. It's like as if we wear it and some virus is going to attack them. That's how my journey started. And then followed by, we started knowing that, okay, online assessment is available, so we can use online. But there was no AI back then again. It was just online assessment. Still, people were there, but we will have to administer using online. We don't have to physically carry the question papers and answer sheet. But this is already taken away. So look at the transformation that has happened. This has already taken away the work of people who are printing the question paper, answer sheets, managing it, and everything. That's already gone. And today we are talking about Gen AI-based assessments, where the job of an invigilator is gone, the job of a person who's preparing the question paper is gone, everything is gone. With just a click of a button, we are talking about someone who can just take up the exam right at their comfort, and the Gen AI is actually conversing with them. When these kind of transformations happened, right, so we used to keep asking the same questions to us, right? If this is what is going to happen, then we as human beings, what are we going to do? How are we going to manage our work? How are we going to make sure that we live up and we put up with whatever is called the rise of machines, the next that's coming up? With the rise of machines, what we see is automation. That's transforming the way that we actually see the life and live the life. Look at the factory floors. Even if you walk into any of the colleges, you see that a lot of robots and automation that has been introduced because the students are getting used to it. The students get to see what's happening. The students are able to experience it firsthand, which was not there in the earlier past. Now, they were literally able to get exposure to it. But at the same time, when all these automations happens, right, the other thing that's also happening right now, we are talking about agentic AI calls where you don't need a physical salesperson. All you need is a person who's actually sitting, a mimic, not even a real person, an agentic AI, who's actually doing a call to a customer and talking as if, hey, I'm going to do a sale, and they're able to convince. But are they really able to convince? That's a question mark. Now, agentic AI can actually do the work, whatever it is, as per the prescribed format, as per the written script, whatever is there. But then can it go beyond? There's something called human emotion, right? When, especially we Indians, we are always known for connecting with the people and then having a call. And it's just not going to happen with the agentic AI. Automation is also about over-promise and under-deliver. While autonomous cars and all those things are there, right? But then we know for the fact that it's not working out that much as how much we felt it would happen. It is still not a great thing that's working out today. So, what AI can do? It is all about the repetitive process driven by machines, but it does not have something called creativity, empathy, and adaptability. These are the things where humans shine. AI can help predict. It can do wonderful prediction based on the past data set, whatever it is. But then can it take over the judgment? It can never take over judgment. Today, if I know someone, I would be more than happy to have a conversation with them and tell him that, hey, I know you very well, and this is what I think you would better fit, and most of the cases it will happen. But if AI is making a prediction, prediction can be based on the past data, but there is no emotion to it, there is no human connection to it. So it can never drive the judgment. And most importantly, it can never handle the unknown unknowns. That is what AI is all about. Let us now come to the human edge of it, right? I would like to again talk about a little bit of my own story and why I feel that it's very important and close to my heart. When I was going through a very difficult phase of my life back in 2021, it was more of a life or death situation. Back then, any company for that matter, whoever was there, all they used to do was, we are there, insurance is there, we'll take care of you. That is what they could do. Whatever the company says, whatever the budget says, whatever the provision is there, they used to extend it. But my chief people officer decided to take a different route. What he did was something which was beyond an expectation. It was something more to do with the human connection. First thing what he did, he just made a phone call to my family and he said, you are there to take care of your son. And the rest all, I'm there to take care of it. You just don't have to worry. That gave me the courage, the strength, to bounce back and come. In fact, today, if I'm standing here for the third time and I'm talking about my own story and what human connection is all about, I owe it back to him. If not for him, I would definitely would not have come here. But did it stop there? It really helped bounce back, but it didn't stop there. The next thing, for anyone, for that matter, whoever is there, right, we have a dream. One such dream is about going to US, right? Though I fought back, I came back, I bounced back, I was given an opportunity and I gave my papers and everything, and I had a 10-month waiting period. Like a typical pregnant woman, I had a 10-month waiting period to go for my US biometric and consulate. I was all prepped up. It was in the month of May. I'm there standing in the line and I'm about to enter. I just go in there, I keep my biometric as shown in the picture, and just after that, when my photo was about to be taken, they asked me to remove my specs. And I say, I have a medical condition, here is my record. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be in a position to remove my specs. And they said, this is exactly the words they said. If you refuse to remove your specs, unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to process your procedure. And that means the US dream is no longer available for you. At that moment, I felt like my dreams were shattered. Everything was gone. I was dreaming about walking in the Times Square, and I was dreaming about walking in the Brooklyn Bridge. But everything just shattered for a moment. But did I give up? The question that I asked for myself, hey, is this what that you want to do in the future? For me, the question is all about, will I continue to fight or will I just stay back? Back 1 year back when I was fighting a death, I did fight back. I did not give up. No, what am I doing here? I'll have to fight back, right? I spoke to them. I had a very human connection with them. If I was talking to an AA, definitely this couldn't have happened. I was able to talk to them. I was able to explain. I was able to tell them everything and how I can be a good resource for them if I move in there. Do you think if I have a conversation with an AA, it's going to understand all these things? The core quality called empathy wouldn't have been there, right? Fortunately, he understood the human connection was there. And yes, here it is. I was there happily roaming around Brooklyn Bridge. And I had a beautiful office in New York. And unfortunately, the picture isn't clear, but that's a picture of Statue of Liberty. I was able to see it right from my room where I used to sit in my office. And then I decided that, hey, this is not working out. I want to come back. I came back. But I'm a person who loves driving. For me, driving cars is like, that's more than a passion, you know. It's something like, it gives me that adrenaline rush. It gives me that feeler that, hey, this is what I meant for. But unfortunately, when I was applying for my reissuance of license, I was told that, unfortunately, you cannot get it because you don't have vision in one eye and you're not eligible for a regular. And I said, hey, there is a special license. You just need 120-degree vision, and I have it. And they asked me to take umpteen number of tests. It went on, procedure went on. I'm like, hey, what the hell is happening? It took almost 1 year. And one fine day, the RTO, she herself, she was like, tell me something. Why is that you are so persistent that you wanted this license? It's not that without driving you can't survive, right? You are not in this profession. Why do you want this license? I said, I don't know whether you believe me or not, but I believe in myself. And one thing that I really enjoy is driving my car. And I really need a license. If you really have some doubts, why don't you just come with me? I'll take you out for a ride. We'll go, you see. If I'm not able to follow the rules, yes, okay, cancel my application. Otherwise, please grant my license. And she did not come with me for a ride. I don't know whether it was something that was telling her that she doesn't want to take a risk, but at least she signed my paper and I got my license. So the question that I kept asking myself, it's like, in future, will I give up or will I continue to fight? And that is what made me much stronger and stronger. Now, as I stand here, one thing that I want to make it very clear is that the human connection is something that is never there, will never be there with the AI. Like I said, AI can only do whatever is there in terms of prediction and whatever is there in terms of predefined qualities and whatever that you have fed. But AI can never take over the judgment. AI can never show empathy. AI can never give the human connection. As a closing summary, one thing that I would like to tell you is adapting to the change, developing the skills that machines can't do, and most importantly, emotional well-being and mental health. These are the things that we need to keep on top. And most of all, what is more important is encouraging lifelong learning. If you ask me, will ever AI and machines take over our job? Absolutely not. But so long as we are able to use it as a side dish and make sure that that particular AI can help us elevate whatever that we are doing, then life will be beautiful. Thank you.